Welcome to the session. Topic of this session is prices reflect values. You are aware that in order to compare the different projects, we need to have the cost and benefits of different project, and we have to compare the cost and benefit of the different projects. Actually, if you want to select a good project which are good for the society, which are good for the economy, which are good for the organization, we find the good projects, sound projects. And for selecting the sound project, we compare the cost and benefits of the different projects. And in order to compare the cost and benefit of the different project, we need to convert the inputs and output of a project in a money value. And in order to convert the input and output in a money value, we need to find the prices. Using that prices, we can convert the input and output in a monetary term. So that's why finding a right prices is the very important to convert the cost and benefit figure, or to convert the input and output figure in the monetary term, that is in the cost and benefits. So our issue in this session, what are the correct prices which reflect the which reflect the value of the input and output, so that we can estimate the correct value of the project. So, and theory suggests that the market prices are the right prices which reflects the value of the inputs and outputs correctly. And this concept that the market prices are the correct prices, there are two basic concept we can use. One is the concept of the marginal value product, and the another is the opportunity cost principles or opportunity cost. So these are the two concepts we will be discussing in this session, and by discussion of these two concepts, we will find that market prices reflects the correct value of the the inputs and output of a project. So basically, to assess the worth of a project, actually we need to compare the cost and benefits associated with each project, and there are broad steps for comparison of the cost and benefit. First is to identify the technical inputs and output for the proposed investment. We have to find the technical coefficients of input and output, and then this input and outputs are valued at market prices. We can say the financial prices which are available easily in the market. We can find the proper market prices from the market. Then if required, these financial prices are adjusted to reflect the better economic value. If you want to convert this market prices in the economic prices or economic value, we can make some adjustment if required. And the practical approach to compare the cost and benefit is to convert the goods and services which are used as input in the project and that are produced as output into monetary or money value, and find out the proper prices for the inputs and output of the project. And that is very much essential, and to find out the proper prices of the input and output. So the learning objective of this unit is to discuss the various aspects of the various aspects which are considered in searching the appropriate market prices, and also to explain that prices reflect the true value of goods and services of an investment activity by using the concept of marginal value products and opportunity cost. So basically, our whole discussion is on to understand the marginal value product concept and opportunity cost principle, and from that two concept, basically we will try to prove that the market prices of the input or output, they are the correct value, they represent their value and correctly. So let us first start the concept, the price reflects value. The assumption underlying the financial and economic analysis of the project is that the prices reflect value, or sometimes we can adjust them to reflect that value. So basically we will going to understand these two concepts the marginal value product and opportunity cost to understand the price reflect the value, this hypothesis. Let us take an example. Here actually we want to study the response of the wheat and mustard yield when we apply the different dosage of the nitrogen, or we can say different dosage of the fertilizers. So nitrogen fertilizers when you apply to wheat and mustard, so what are the changes in the productive level of the wheat and mustard? Let us take this example. So so first let us define what is the marginal physical product or marginal product. Sometimes we call also the marginal product. So marginal physical product is basically a additional output obtained from an additional unit, say 1 kg of the nitrogen. So if if we are not using any amount of nitrogen and we are getting 100 kg of yield, we can say if we are using additional 1 kg of the we apply 1 kg of nitrogen, so yield increase we can say 110 kg now. So this additional 10 kg of the nitrogen, additional 10 kg of the yield due to application of 1 kg of the nitrogen is basically marginal physical product of the that nitrogen per kg. And the marginal physical value product of the nitrogen is basically the value of the additional output obtained from an additional additional unit of 1 kg of nitrogen. Say if when we use the increase of the nitrogen, that is basically the input, and then the production or productivity of the say wheat crop increase, and when we get some additional input due to the use of additional amount of the nitrogen, and the additional products value, when you multiply this additional products or additional output with the price, we get the marginal value product of the nitrogen, we can say. So here is the formula. The marginal value product is equal to the marginal physical product multiplied by the unit price of the output. So say here we have taken the example like if the price of wheat is rupees 6.40 per kg, and the price of mustard is rupees 11.80 per kg, and the price of urea, the nitrogen is with 46% nitrogen content is rupees 552 per quintal. That is when we calculate the cost of nitrogen per kg, it comes around 12 rupees per kg. So this is the basic example we can see here, and here the whole response of the application of the nitrogen and the response of the yield due to use of the nitrogen is reflected in the table. So if we in case of wheat, when we talk about when there is no use of the nitrogen in the per hectare area, we were getting the 1000 kg of the wheat yield, and if we increase the use of nitrogen, that is 10 kg, and the yield increases to the 1500 kg. So here we get the additional 500 kg of wheat yield due to application of the 10 kg of the fertilizer. So so here we can calculate the marginal physical product of per kg of the nitrogen. So when we divide this 500 kg of the yield with the 10 kg of the nitrogen, so it comes to 50 kg of the 50 kg of the marginal physical product due to application of the 1 kg of the nitrogen. So here the marginal physical product of the wheat when we apply 1 kg of the nitrogen is 50 kg. Let us increase this again, the application of nitrogen from 10 kg to 20 kg, and the yield increases to the 1900. So there is a difference of the 400 kg yield when we increase the nitrogen application from 10 kg to 20 kg. So 400 kg additional yield we got in this 10 kg of the nitrogen. So per kg of additional yield we got is the 40 kg due to use of 1 kg additional nitrogen. So here the marginal physical product is the 40 kg. So when we increase this the application of the nitrogen, application of the input, so this increase in the yield is of the different doses is decline, it diminishes, and at some point in time there is no increase in the yield of the wheat due to the additional application of the nitrogen. So here you can see in the when we use the 100 kg of the nitrogen in this table, and the wheat yield was 3330 kg, and when we increase the again 10 kg of the nitrogen, that is at the level of 110 kg of the nitrogen, the wheat yield was again the same, that is 3330. So there is no increase in the marginal value product, and after that if we again increase the use of nitrogen, actually the productivity decline when we use the in excess amount. So this is the table we have to understand, and when we this marginal physical product we apply with the price of the wheat, we get the marginal value product. So if there was when we increase the nitrogen application from 0 to 10 kg, we got this 50 kg of the marginal physical product, and when we apply this 50 kg of the MPP with the price of the wheat, so it's come the 320 rupees. This 320 rupees is the marginal value product of the nitrogen due to application of 1 kg nitrogen. So here we can depict this results in this from the table. You can understand the responsiveness of the wheat and mustard yield to the nitrogen, and when we high additional yield at the lower level of nitrogen, actually when we apply at initially 10 kg, there was a much more increase than the next 10 kg increase in the fertilizer. So at the initial level there is a high additional yield at the lower level of the nitrogen application, and more nitrogen is applied, and when we increase the more and more nitrogen application, the additional yield obtained from the each additional kilogram of the nitrogen diminishes. So and ultimately become 0 at the and thereafter negative. So when we increase the nitrogen application up to 100 kg, and then thereafter 110 kg nitrogen, there was no increase in the yield of the wheat, and after 110 kg when we reach to the 120 kg of the nitrogen, there was a negative increase, or there was a decline in the yield of the wheats. So here again you can see that application of nitrogen increases from 0 to 10 kg, the wheat yield increases from 1000 kg to the 1500 kg per hectare. So that is there is an increase of 500 kilogram in the initial level, and we get the 50 kg of each additional kilogram of the nitrogen when we applied the nitrogen. So we get the additional 50 kg of the wheat yield when we apply the 1 kg of the nitrogen at the initial level. So with each additional kilogram of nitrogen applied, the farmer get the 50 kg kilogram of the wheat, and the MPP of the wheat was 50 kg, and the value of this additional wheat, that is 320 rupees by when we multiply the 50 kg increase in the wheat yield with its prices, that is 6.4 rupees per kg of the wheat. So we get the MVP of the 1 kilogram nitrogen at this level of the use was 320 rupees. As more nitrogen is applied, and each additional kilogram of the nitrogen add less and less to the yield, and MPP of the nitrogen diminishes when farmer increases the use of the nitrogen from 100 kilogram to 110 kilogram per hectare. That was the yield was 3300 kg. No additional output, that is MPP is equal to 0. So not worth to increase the use of the nitrogen from 110 kg per hectare to the 110 kg per hectare of nitrogen, and at 100 kg per hectare nitrogen application, the farmer receive the additional return of 19.2 rupees per kg of additional nitrogen. So, and when we compare this additional income due to 1 kg of the nitrogen, we find that the increase in the MVP or increase in the value of the yield due to the additional application of the nitrogen, they are almost similar like 19.2 kg increase was it is little more to the additional cost of nitrogen, that is the nitrogen is available at the rupees 12 per kg of the nitrogen. So the 19.2 is little more to the 12 rupees of the nitrogen cost. So here rule is that the use of the additional fertilizer nitrogen is profitable so long as its MVP, the marginal value productivity, is greater than its prices. So here when we use 100 kg of the nitrogen, the marginal value productivity of the wheat was 19.2, which was greater than the cost of the nitrogen, that is 12 rupees. So optimal level of the fertilizer, we can say you may use it, we may use or we may determine by observing the conditions where the marginal value product of the nitrogen is equal to the price of the nitrogen, or we use the input up to the level where its prices is equal to its marginal value product. So here we conclude that the market price of the nitrogen is an estimates of the marginal value product of the nitrogen, because here at this level, or the farmers take the decision to increase the nitrogen use up to the level where the nitrogen price is equal to the increase in the yield or increase in the value of the yield. So that's why we can conclude here that the market price of the nitrogen is the right price of the that right prices to estimate as a take as estimates to reflect their correct value of the product. I know optimum input level change with the change in prices. So sometimes if the price range of the nitrogen change to 25 rupees, and then there will be different decisions. Actually, if the price of the fertilizer increases to 25 rupees, the optimum level of the fertilizer will decrease to 90 kg per hectare, because wheat yield will be 3,300 per kg, and in place of the 3,330 kg. So here, so in practice, basically farmers may not apply this optimum level of nitrogen in the crop because of the risk and limited resources. Actually, this all if he has the farmers, they don't have the unlimited resource, they have the limited resources. So actually he will not apply whole 100 kg of, if he is having 100 kg of the nitrogen with him, so he will not apply this 100 kg on a wheat crop. So he will take the different decisions in that condition. And here the opportunity the cost concepts come in the pictures. Actually where to apply his 100 kg if he has two options, one is the wheat and one is the mustard. There are two crops are there. So where how will he use his 100 kg of the fertilizer, that is we can say limited resources. So if a farmer is having limited resources, or we can say money to buy fertilizer, farmer cannot use the fertilizer in two crops to the optimum level. Suppose the farmers plan to have 1 hectare of wheat and 1 hectare of the mustard. The optimum level of nitrogen is 170 kg. So actually 100 kg he should apply in the wheat, or 70 kg he should apply in the mustard. So as per the table, when we see table 1, the optimum level of the nitrogen application is 70 rupees, where the marginal value productivity of the mustard crop is almost equal to the cost of the nitrogen. So he will apply the 70 kg in the mustard and 100 kg in the wheat. So he should apply the 170 kg of the total nitrogen to get the maximum result or optimal level of the nitrogen application. But due to the limitation of the fund, he can use only 100 kg of the nitrogen, or we can say he has the money to purchase only 100 kg of the nitrogen. So in that condition, how should farmers allocate this amount between the two crops? So this concept or this answer to this question is explained using the opportunity cost concept. So again here in this table you can see if as per this marginal value productivity concept, he should use the 100 kg in the wheat, and here you can see he can use the 70 kg of the nitrogen in the nitrogen, where the marginal value productivity in case of mustard is 23.6, which is little more to the cost of the nitrogen, that is 12 rupees. So he should use the 70 kg of the nitrogen in mustard, 100 kg of the 100 kg of the nitrogen in the wheat. But he has only the capacity to use the 100 kg of the nitrogen in both the crops. So here his decision will change. Here the farmers, what he will do? He will compare the marginal value productivity of the wheat with the marginal value productivity of the mustard, and where the marginal value productivity of both the crops are same, they are equal, he take the decision. So here you can see the marginal value productivity of the wheat at the value of 60 kg of the nitrogen is 128 kg, and in case of the mustard, the marginal value productivity is rupees at the 40 kg of the nitrogen is 118. So this 118 is almost same with the 128 marginal value productivity of the wheat. So these two figures are almost same. So here is the correct decisions when we have the limited resources, when we use this concept of opportunity cost, and the farmers will get the maximum returns when he apply the 60 kg of the nitrogen in the wheat and 40 kg of the nitrogen in the mustard crop. So here when he can use 100 kg of the nitrogen in the wheat crops, he will get the return of 19.2 rupees per kg of the nitrogen. When he shift his 10 kg of nitrogen from wheat to the mustard crop, he sacrificed the marginal value productivity of 192. And the value of the 192, and he gain in the mustard will be 4,720 rupees. That is the marginal value productivity of the mustard when he apply the 10 kg of the wheat is 472 rupees, and when we multiply this 472 rupees with that 10 kg of the nitrogen, so it comes to 4,720 rupees. So he gained the in total value return of rupees 4,720, and he sacrificed the only 192 in the wheat crop. So here he gets the more return. So that's why he will shift this 10 kg of the nitrogen from wheat to the to the mustard crops, where he get the more marginal value productivity. So here opportunity cost of the 1 kg of the fertilizer used in mustard is 19.2 rupees. So basically here we can also define the opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is the return foregone from the next best alternative use of the sacrifice resources. So next best, if he used 10 kg of the nitrogen in mustard crops, so next best alternative return was the 19.2 rupees. So in case of the opportunity cost for the mustard is the 19.2 rupees. So here shift nitrogen, he shift the nitrogen, or farmers shift the nitrogen from the wheat to the mustard crops, and that will be beneficial to the farmers. And the decision here is that wherever the marginal value product of the nitrogen in mustard is more than or equal to the marginal value product of the nitrogen in the wheat. So here we compare the marginal value productivity of the nitrogen of the two crops when they are almost same, or when they are greater than the other, we take the decision. So here the correct decision in case of the farmer is that the marginal value productivity of wheat when he applies 60 kg of the nitrogen is 128 rupees, and when he apply the 400 kg of the mustard, 400 kg of the nitrogen to the mustard crops, the marginal value of productivity is 118 rupees in case of the mustard. So they are almost equal. So here the farmers will stop the shifting of the nitrogen from the wheat to the rice, wheat to the mustard crop. So MUP of the fertilizer in mustard is almost equal to the MUP of the fertilizer in wheat, and at this point cost of a nitrogen shifted from wheat to the mustard and vice versa will be the almost same, and this is the situation of equilibrium in allocation of the nitrogen between the two crops. And if the farmers have the unlimited availability of the nitrogen, and when he used 100 kg to wheat and 100 kg of nitrogen to the mustard, the MVP in case of the wheat is equal to the MVP in mustard, and that is also almost equal to the price of the nitrogen of the nitrogen, that is 12 rupees. So here the opportunity cost of the fertilizer is equal to the cost of the fertilizer. So here we can conclude that the price of the fertilizer is also represent the opportunity cost of the fertilizer, and that is the price of the input is equal to the opportunity cost. And this principle actually which we have discussed for the single farmer can be applicable to the context of the economy as a whole also. So opportunity cost principle says the cost of the fertilizer, the price of the fertilizer is also opportunity cost to them, and the farmers apply this concept, and he used the nitrogen up to the level where the opportunity cost is equal to the cost of the fertilizer. So here all this discussion basically there is the assumption is that perfect competition. Actually as per this two concept, the economy of product in the perfect competition situation where the market have the large number of the buyers and sellers, they have the perfect knowledge, and there is a free entry and exit, and they deal with the homogeneous products. So price of the each goods and services will be exactly equal to the contribution of the last unit in the production or value in consumption, and if the goods contribute more in other production or in other consumption activities, then the price will be increased and it will be shifted to the another use. So at equilibrium price system, in the perfect competition, marginal value product will be equal to the opportunity cost, and that will also be equal to the goods or input prices. So transfer of goods and services between the different users will not result the high result or higher output or higher satisfaction when we operate in the perfect competition. Here the implication of this assumption that the price reflects value in the project analysis, we know the fact that the market are not perfect and never attain full or equilibrium or general equilibrium. Therefore, the prices may not reflect the values perfectly. Even then, the best estimates of the true value of the goods and services is its market value. And if one is willing to pay prices, one who buy the goods and services will be using it to increase the output or satisfaction, and that is, we can say, where the marginal value productivity or marginal utility will be equal to the prices. So even there is no perfect price or perfect equilibrium condition is there, even if a person utilize or he buys some input, or he will utilize to maximize its value up to the level where the marginal value productivity will be the equal to the prices. So hence the market price of a goods and services is normally the best estimates of the marginal value products and the opportunity cost, and therefore the best price to the value that is the actually market price is the best price to value a cost or a benefit. And in financial analysis of the project, basically it is the market prices which is always used to value a cost and benefit, and it is only economic analysis sometimes we have to adjust the market prices, and we have to find out in case of the economic analysis some shadow prices to find out true opportunity cost of the goods and services to the society, and in this case market could not reasonably consider as a perfect market. Now we can sum up the session that the project cost and benefits has to be converted in the money value to assess the project worth, and assumption for conversion is that the price reflects the value, and the prices the price of the input or output represent their value in the production and consumption. And to understand the price reflect value concept, we have gone through the two concepts, that is the marginal value product and the opportunity cost, and we record the input in production process up to the stage where the marginal value product is more or equal to its prices. So price of the inputs used in the is equal to the price of the additional product generated, that is the MVP. So we can conclude that the market price is an estimate of the marginal value products, and we can use the market price to reflect the correct value of the cost and benefit. Thank you very much.